Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Ezra. I'm a couples and portrait photographer currently based in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now today I want to share with you one of my favorite shoots from this past summer. It's a couple shoot that I did at a car wash in Port Alberni on Vancouver Island. I'm going to walk you through my process, including the preparation and planning of the shoot. I'll walk you through the shoot, give you some tips for shooting at a car wash for the first time, and also share some of my photos as well. So if you're a photographer, model, online creator, or simply a curious George, this video is for you, and so I hope you enjoy. Now during the early stages of this photo shoot, like a lot of my shoots, I actually don't meet my couple or model before the shoot itself, and so instead I heavily rely on email, Pinterest, and Instagram to ensure that we're all on the same page when it comes to style, mood, and look for the shoot. So after sharing some mood boards back and forth, we were able to flesh out the idea of doing a car wash photo shoot, something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time actually. So when Ashely and Braeden suggested it, I was more than gung-ho for that. And we worked on a mood board to further clarify and specify the style and mood we were wanting to shoot. And I was stoked that we were all on the same page. We wanted something that was genuine, happy, and raw, something that was wet and followed sort of a dirty boots and messy hair type style with a desert and boho Arizona kind of look, along with warm tones and a vintage type of look as well. So with all of that all said and done, we started planning outfits for the shoot as well. I always like to go over outfits, hair and makeup, along with any accessories with any of my clients before the shoot itself, because I like to leave as little up to chance as possible. I don't like to come to a photo shoot and be totally surprised by what they're wearing. And so we went over all of that. It also sort of helps me visualize the way I'm going to edit the photos as well. We talked also about actually music that they liked. I always suggest shooting with music if you can. I find it to be a very helpful baseline during any photo shoot. For me, it's sort of a way to accept and know your clients by playing the music that they like. And also it helps to fill any of the in-between times that you're not talking. So we went over that. And the last thing that I did in the planning of this was I shared with them what I was going to be bringing to the photo shoot. So I shared that I was going to bring some hats that they could use as accessories, extra towels. I also shared that I had a touch-up kit for makeup if they needed that, and a pop-up change room. I asked them to bring their extra pair of clothes for changing, along with towels too. And so, like I said before, I like to leave as little up to chance as possible, and so I go over as many details as I can to ensure that everything is taken care of before the shoot itself. Now having all that set, the next thing was to find a location for the photo shoot. Luckily, having grown up in Port Alberni, I knew of the perfect spot, which was Port Wash. It's a car wash locally owned by a family in Port Alberni, and they have very tall stalls, which would be perfect for the photo shoot because it would allow a lot of natural light to come in. Also, it was aligned in the perfect direction where the sun was based on the time we were going to be shooting, which was just before sundown. I sent an email off to the owners to ask for permission to shoot there, and they gave us permission to do that. The major obstacle that we actually had during the planning of this photo shoot was finding the correct vehicle. Now in my head I had an idea of the type of vehicle I wanted, and unfortunately both of us, the couple and myself, we didn't have vehicles that were suitable. They were either too modern or too tall. So what we ended up doing was we went onto Facebook and Instagram and put a post out to our friends to see if they had a vehicle that we could use that would be suitable for the photo shoot, and unfortunately they didn't. But luckily I wasn't discouraged, and what I ended up doing to find the perfect vehicle was I went onto Facebook Marketplace to see vehicles in the area that were for sale, and I was able to locate this older Buick Riviera. So I contacted the owner and asked him if I could borrow his vehicle for a photo shoot for a couple hours, and that I would compensate him for his time, and he agreed to let us do that. And so now we had the vehicle and location all set, and we were ready to go. So during the pre-shoot of the shoot day, I arrived early like I usually do, just to scout out the area to ensure that everything is set to go. And as a natural light shooter, it's also important to me to make sure that I know where the light's coming from and the best angle to get the best use of the light as well. I met with the owner of the car wash and ensured that we were still good to go for our photo shoot. They helped us by cleaning out one of the stalls, which was going to be the perfect one for our shoot. And when the vehicle arrived as well, they even offered to wash the vehicle, so it was all pristine and ready to go. And so big shout out to Port Wash. If you're in Port Alberni, definitely do check them out. I'll put a link in the description to them as well. So just before Ashely and Braeden, the couple that I was going to meet for the first time, arrived, I set out the music that they had told me they liked, which I believe was country, and I was definitely chill with that as well. I set up my pop-up change room and all my extra accessories as well, and was made sure that we were ready to go. And so after meeting Ashely and Braeden, I walked them through the plan for the photo shoot, which was to do a dry session and then a wet session, followed by an outfit change and then another wet session for the photo shoot. I again showed them the mood board to make sure that we were still on the same page and just to refresh ourselves for the type of look we were going for. And then we started doing our shoot. So here's the car wash itself. This is the stall, and this is the light coming from the back here, so we're naturally backlit. Actually, the whole car wash here has this white siding, which was perfect to act as a reflector for the light that was available to us. We did some quick photos outside the vehicle, some of our warm-up poses. For me, I always like to go over warm-up poses with the couples that I'm shooting. It just allows me some time to quickly observe how they interact together, to see if there's any sort of things they're doing consistently that I like that they're doing, or something that I want to make sure that I am adjusting every time. We did some photos in the car as well before getting wet, and then we added, I think from here we started adding soap, and then we started adding water as well here, as you can see. I think after this we did our outfit switch, so this is the next outfit that we were doing here. And one of the things I want to just share with you that I learned actually is, as you can see in, I think it's this photo here. So in this photo, actually, Braeden's holding the wand that's spraying the water. And he's actually holding it, I think, directly up. So you can't really see it because it's behind Ashely here, but it's shooting water straight up. I wanted to get a lot of like falling water type of a rain look in the photos. So that's what we were doing here. And what we realized pretty early on is if you shoot the water straight up, the water hits the ceiling, which is doing up here, and then drops down with these massive water droplets. I'm not sure if you can see that, but these are huge and not ideal for the photo shoot because they're massive and it's not the type of look that we were going for. So that was sort of an obstacle that we had while shooting. Did some more photos as they transition from dry to wet. And then actually finally here are some of my favorite photos from the shoot itself. Sure, these ones right here. And so at the end, what ended up happening that worked the best was I actually held the wand, and instead of shooting the water straight up, I shot it straight out and across the top of where Ashely and Braeden were, so that I would leave this sort of mist look. Just gonna try and zoom in here to see if you can check it out. So this is like that mist I'm talking about here, and it worked a lot better. The water droplets weren't as massive, it wasn't as noticeable, but it had that sort of feel and look that we wanted to, which is all this mist. So if you're shooting at a car wash, definitely recommend yourself or someone else hold the water wand and sort of spray the water above your couple so that the mist can fall down. And that really, for me, was the best look for the water. So here's some more photos. Lots of soap, lots of happiness going on here. And as you can see, everything just looks so real and genuine, which was definitely the vibe we were both wanting to go for. I always recommend taking your time with your photo session. For me, I purposely will do a number of warm-up poses with my couples just to observe how they interact, give them time to get settled as well, so there isn't any pressure of immediately having to perform. I also make a point to ensure that there's some downtime between our shoots, so I'll say, okay, just give me a couple seconds, I'm going to adjust some things here, or I'm just going to grab something from my bag and just give them some natural breaks during the session as well. I just find it's a good reset during the session and just helps them feel that they're not always on stage and having to perform. So I think for this photo, it's asking Braeden to sort of shake this foam brush here over the vehicle and over Ashely, and so we got lots of soap everywhere. It looks super fun. And then I'll usually do a movement direction where I'll get them to do something with movement and then bring something that's a bit more intimate right afterwards. So this is them going nice and close together for a kiss. And then by sort of pairing these two together, it never feels like they're having to be super intimate for a long time or having to be super fun for a long time. It's sort of the perfect balance that I find. And this one here actually described as, can you lie on the vehicle, Ashely, and then Braeden, if you come on this side, sort of reenact the Spider-Man kiss, but you're gonna be on a vehicle. So this is what we did for that one. And then these are my favorite photos from the set right here, and you can see how beautiful this water is just hitting them. And in the photo here, it's not too obnoxious and big like the water droplets in the past photos. This is probably one of my favorite photos from the shoot itself. I just had Braeden pick up Ashely and spin around and just be happy and pretend it's raining and that you're just having the best time ever. And we just got this beautiful look here. Alright guys, so that's a wrap. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something as well. If you would like to follow Ashely and Braeden, they do model as a couple on Vancouver Island. I'll put their link in the description below. It's wild and cozy. Leave a note or a comment in the comments below if you would like to see me do a editing video to show you how I got this type of look. And I'll be happy to do one of those in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. Feel free to like and subscribe if you did. Leave a comment if you have any questions and I'll be happy to comment back. And until next time, make new friends and shoot them. Bye-bye.